everyone. So today we are going to start in easy pose, comfortable cross legs here on your mat. Just to take a few moments to get into your yoga zone, and we'll just settle into our space and into our practice. If you want to take maybe a folded blanket and you can stick it under the seat for a little bit of added support. If you feel like you need a little bit more, maybe taking something like this or a cushion to stick under the seat. Okay, so just making yourself comfortable, getting any fidgets out, and then allowing your hands to rest gently on your knees, allowing the shoulders to drift down away from the ears, and sitting up as tall as feels comfortable, and just closing the eyes. So we're just going to take a few cleansing breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth, if that feels good. And really just allowing your awareness to settle into your space here. And really just acknowledging that the only thing that matters here is on your mat. Okay, so not thinking about what is going on after your yoga practice, just thinking about this moment. Or not thinking, rather. Just being. So just taking a little mental trip around the body, noticing how the body feels today. If there are any areas that feel a little bit tight, maybe just focusing a few breaths there, creating some space, and imagine that you're breathing out any tension from that area. And then we'll take our awareness over to our breath, not changing anything for a moment, just noticing the natural rhythm of your breath today. So I'd like you to take a few moments now to allow your intention to rise to the surface of your awareness. If you don't have an intention, maybe thinking about something that is resonating with you in the wider scope of your life, or maybe something that you would just presently like to achieve here on your mat. Once you've thought of something, I'd like you to repeat that in your mind 3 times. Okay, lovely. So gently blinking open the eyes. And we're going to start today from extended child's pose. So you can just take the feet out in front and then swing them over to the right and then come up to all fours. And then we're just going to make ourselves situated on our mat. So you can come to kneeling or sitting on the heels, and then we're going to take the knees nice and wide apart and allow the big toes to remain connected. Okay, so just allowing the knees to be as far apart as is comfortable. The outer edges of the mat are great. So we're going to walk the hands forward, and we're going to just do active arms here. So I'd like you to actively reach for the top of your mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide apart. You're going to lock the elbows slightly, and then we're just going to sink down to bring the ears in line with the biceps. Okay, so we're just going to take a few breaths here, connecting with a sense of strength in the arms, length in the spine, and see if we can sink down into that space in our hip points. Okay, so 3 nice long breaths here. Okay, on your last exhale, we're going to take the fingertips or the thumbs and the index fingers together and take the elbows out just to rest the arms a little bit. And if your forehead can make it down to the floor, I'd encourage you to just rest your forehead on the floor. If that doesn't quite work for you, you can make some fists and just rest on the fists. Okay, so whatever feels good. We're going to take 3 restorative breaths here. Okay, lovely. So whenever you're finished your 3rd breath there, we're just going to walk the hands back, take the knees a little bit closer together, and take the feet wide apart. So we're going to make our way into a lovely tabletop position so we can get situated for some cat-cows, just to warm up the spine a little bit more here. So just taking a moment to get your alignment right, we'll take the shoulders over the wrists, hands are shoulder distance apart, the knees are hip distance apart and stacked right under the hip points. Okay, so whenever you're ready, we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose, take the gaze forward, draw the chest forward, the belly will poke down and the tailbone will poke up. And then when you're ready to exhale, we're going to press ourselves away from the floor, round through the upper back, tuck the chin to the chest, navel sucks into the spine, and tucking the tailbone under just a touch. Okay, so we're going to keep moving like that with our own breath. Inhaling on your way forward, chest forward, belly down, tailbone up, exhaling, rounding through the upper back, chin to chest, navel to spine, and tucking the tailbone under. Okay, so keep moving like that. Maybe close your eyes and just lose yourself in the movement. Notice how the body responds to the breath. And just go with it. So as we're moving forward into our cow, just ensuring that you've still got a lot of space behind the neck. So in other words, as we move forward and take our gaze forward, try not to strain the gaze forward and look up too high that you feel there's any compression in the back of the neck. Okay, so a few more rounds of this. And then on your way into your next cat, we're going to bring a flow into it. So pressing the seat back towards the heels, we'll take the elbows low on the mat. Turning the inner elbows to face up, we're going to come low. Imagine that you're drawing a line on your mat with your nose, and then once the face gets beyond the hands, we're going to press up into our cow. Rounding through our cat again on an exhale, pressing ourselves back to an extended child's pose. Inhaling on your way forward, nice and low, and pressing yourself up into your cow. 2 more rounds of that. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling, rounding back through your cat. Nice extended child's pose. Inhaling on your way forward. Nice and low. And a lovely little yogi press up there into your cow. So we're going to take our extended child's pose again. Big toes together, knees wide apart. You can walk the hands forward a bit, and then we're going to make a diamond shape with the index finger and the thumb and take the elbows out. And rest here for 3 breaths. Okay, so I'd like you to come into mountain pose. Coming with the feet about hip distance apart. And just making sure that the feet are parallel with each other. So the toes aren't turning out, they're not tucked in, but you've got a really nice, just straight line with the feet, and they're parallel with each other and parallel to the top and tail of your mat. Okay, so just connecting with the toes, the outer edges of the feet, the heels, really rooting down through those areas, and then rising up a little bit through the arches so you feel that the legs are strong here and you've got a really nice stable base. Okay, so then we're going to move the awareness up to the torso, and we'll draw the navel in, hug the waist in so you feel the torso lift out of the hip points and you feel like it's doing its own lifting here. So in other words, we're not sitting into any of the joints, or we're using the joints to take our weight. We're really using the muscles just with a slight engagement. Okay, and then we're going to draw the shoulders back and down away from the ears to open the heart center. And we'll take the hands down beside the body. You can face the palms to the hips, or you can face them forward. Okay, so we're just going to spend a few breaths here. You can close the eyes if you feel you're balanced enough today, or just keep your gaze soft and straight ahead. I will just take a few breaths here, connecting with all the elements of this pose. Okay, so what that means, we're asking both the left and the right hand side of our body to do equal amount of lifting. We're not favoring any side. We have balance all the way from the toes, all the way up to the shoulders, and then the head is neatly stacked, exactly where it should be, not poking forward or tucking back. And just finding a few cleansing breaths here as well, or grounding breaths. Okay, lovely. So bring your awareness back into the room, gently blinking open the eyes if they were closed, maybe wiggling that out if you felt the legs were quite strong there, just letting it all go. And then we're going to move to the front edge of our mat, and we're going to take a sequence with forward fold, half lift, and extended mountain pose. Okay, so we're going to start in mountain pose again. The feet are parallel with each other, planting or rooting down through the feet so we can rise up to the top of the head and feeling balance between the left and the right hand side. So as we breathe in, we're going to take the hands up, palms facing, reaching up for the ceiling, taking the biceps in line with the ears and really extending through the fingertips, while also allowing the shoulders not to be crunched too far up around the ears. Okay, so we want a little bit of space there. Sometimes it's nice to just bring the elbows out a little bit while still keeping the strength in the arms. Okay, so when you're ready to exhale, then we're going to bend into the knees and start to pour the upper body over the lower body and reach for the floor. Okay, so we're trying to get a connection between the tummy and the thighs here with a deep bend in the knees, especially when it's our first forward fold. We want to be really kind to those hamstrings. Okay, so exhaling, really releasing down, planting into the feet, the toes, the outer edge of the feet, the heels. And as we inhale, then we're just going to rise up just a little bit, still keeping that connection with the tummy and the thighs, but trying to straighten the legs just a tiny bit. And saying hello to the hamstrings. Okay, so one more breath like that. And then on your next inhale, we're going to really plant into the feet, straighten the legs, take the fingertips on top of the shins, the tummy muscles are strong, and we're going to come into a half lift. So we're going to extend the top of the head away from the tailbone and just get a really nice strong L shape with the body. Okay, so we're going to exhale, release back down into our forward fold, and then we're going to inhale back up into our extended mountain pose. Strong legs, strong tummy as we reach for the sky. Biceps are in line with the ears, extending up through the fingertips, and then we'll exhale, let the hands down in front and let it all go. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 more times with the breath. Okay, so starting in your mountain pose, feeling balanced and strong and tall. When you're ready to inhale, reaching up for the sky, palms facing, line the biceps up with the ears, maybe just allow the shoulders to drift down and touch. And then exhaling, we're going to start folding into the knees and reaching for the floor. Allow the head to be heavy here. One breath. And then on your next inhale, half lift, straighten the legs with strong tummy muscles. Fingertips come on top of the shins. We press the top of the head, or extend the top of the head away from the tailbone. And we'll exhale, release back down. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, let it all go. One breath here, mountain pose. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, let it all go. Mountain pose, one breath here. Lovely. So from here, we're going to come into chair pose. So you can keep the feet hip distance apart again, and we are going to start in our mountain pose once more. So getting connected with the feet, rising the top of the head up towards the ceiling, feeling long and tall. You can take the hands on top of the hips. We're going to take a nice breath in here, and as we breathe out, we're going to start to send the hips back, okay? So the knees are going to remain in line with your 3 middle toes as we start to send ourselves into a really nice deep squat, okay? So imagine there's a chair behind you and you're sinking down into it. Okay, lovely. So the knees are going to stay behind the toes here. Maybe get a sense that you're pulling the feet apart. You'll feel the legs start to energize all the way into the glutes. Okay, and then we're going to draw the navel in and we'll lift the chest just a little bit more. Okay, so as we move into our chair pose, we tend to start to move forward with it. And we're just going to really extend through the spine and lift the chest as much as is comfortable. Okay, so you can leave it here if this is enough. We'll take a few breaths. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, we're going to take the hands up, line the biceps with the ears, extend through the fingertips, maybe bring the elbows out of touch, and breathe. Lovely. Exhale, release those hands and straighten the legs. Come out, wiggle that out. Take a few cleansing breaths. Come back into your mountain pose. Really nice. We're going to do that one more time. Whenever you're ready, rooting down through the feet. Taking the hands on the hips. Tummy muscles are strong here, leg muscles are strong. There's an extension in the spine. Maybe put a smile on your face. As we exhale, we're going to send the hips back. Knees are in line with the 3 middle toes. Tummy muscles are strong here. Okay, and we're going to inhale, take the hands up, line the arms up with the ears, and the biceps up with each other. Okay, extend the elbows out just a tiny bit if that feels better on the shoulders, and breathe. Okay, lovely. Exhale, take the hands down, stick the bum out, straighten the legs. Excellent. Okay, fab. So we're going to come into our warrior one now. So you can come to the top of your mat. Again, starting in your mountain pose, feeling nice and tall and strong. Taking a nice breath in here. When you're ready to exhale, we're going to take a big step back with the left foot and then take the left heel into the midline. Okay? We're going to move into a nice little lunge in our front knee, allowing the knee to stack right over the ankle and track the 3 middle toes. Okay? So as we root down through both feet equally, we're going to rise the torso out of the hips and draw this left hip forward to come square with the right hip and with the top of your mat. Okay? So if this right hip you feel is kind of poking up a little bit, let's just press it back down. A little bit more space there. Make sure the tummy muscles are strong to release the low back. Okay, fab. So we're going to inhale, take the hands up, palms facing. Extend through the fingertips, allow the elbows to relax just a little bit while still keeping strength in the arms. Okay, there's purpose there, don't let them just hang out. And breathe. Lovely. Exhale, let it all go. Straighten that front leg, press off with the back leg, come back into your mountain pose. Beautiful. So we're going to do the same thing with the left leg leading this time. So just taking a moment to realign yourself. Breathing in. Breathing out, taking a nice big step back with the right foot, taking the right heel into the midline. Moving into a nice little lunge in the front knee, stacking the knee over the ankle, allowing the knee to track the 3 middle toes. Pressing down through both feet equally. Rising the torso out of the hips so we can guide this right hip forward. Press the left hip down if it's poking up at all. Engaging those tummy muscles. We'll inhale, reach for the sky, palms facing. Allow the elbows to drift out. And breathe. Ah, the sun's coming out. How nice. Keep breathing. Connect with each element of the pose, starting with the feet, making your way up the legs, engaging with your core muscles. center, your arms, your shoulders, maybe smile. Exhale, release the hands down, straighten that front leg, step off with the right foot. Back up into mountain pose. Okay, a few cleansing breaths here. You can allow the hands to come down. Palms facing the body or out, whatever feels good for you today. Maybe close the eyes. Let's take a few breaths here. Okay, lovely. So we're going to break it up a little bit by doing introduction to dancer pose. So you can remain in your mountain pose, but we're going to shift the weight over to the left foot, and then we're going to reach back for the right foot and just take hold of it with the right hand. And then we're going to gently draw the knees together so your right knee is hanging out under your hip point. Okay, and just take a few moments here to get your balance. Okay, so we're really connecting with all of our mountain pose here as well. The left leg is strong, the tummy muscles are strong, the heart center is open, the shoulders are relaxed, our gaze is forward. Okay, if it feels good, we're going to inhale, take the hand up, palm facing in, again, line the bicep up with the ear, and maybe allow the elbow to come out just a little bit. Okay, one more breath. And exhale, let it all go. Wiggle it out. Same thing on the other side, so starting in your mountain pose, but we'll shift the weight over to the right. We're going to take hold of the left foot, take the left heel in line with the bum, and then allow the left knee to just hang out there under the hip. Okay, great. So just connecting with your balance, making sure the body is strong. If it feels good, we're going to inhale, take the hand up, palm facing in. Allow the elbow to drift out just a little bit, creating some more space in the shoulders, and breathe. And exhale, let it all go. Okay, great. So we're going to come back into our warrior one, but we're going to do a little bit of a flow with it this time. So we're just going to do a twisting flow. So you can come to the top of your mat. We'll start in our mountain pose again with our feet hip distance apart. Okay, so we're rooting down to rise up through the hip, or to rise up through the top of the head. Feeling tall and strong. Okay, just like a warrior should. So we're going to inhale here. Exhale, take a nice big step back with the left foot, take the left heel into the midline, move into a nice lunge in the front knee, stack the knee over the ankle, track the middle toes. Okay, so it's really important to maintain this stability as we move. The knee will want to move with you as you twist to the left and the right. Okay, so try and really be conscious of locking it in place with a nice strong quad and leaving it stacked right over the ankle. Okay, great. So we're going to rise the torso out of the hips, draw this left hip forward, sink the right hip down a little bit, so in other words the hips are squared with each other. Okay, inhale, take the hands up, line the biceps up with the ears, extend through the fingertips, and then as we exhale we're going to just slice a line with the left hand, nice and close to the body, coming down, and then imagine that you're reaching for the left foot. Okay, so a nice little angle there. Likewise, we're kind of reaching up with this right hand to keep some action happening on the right side of the body as well. Okay, so on an inhale, we're going to take that left hand up, and then on an exhale, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So right hand comes down nice and close to the body, and then we're going to twist to the right hand side while also lifting up with this left hand. Okay, inhale, come back up, exhale, left hand down. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, right hand up. Last time on each side. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, both hands down. Straighten the front leg. Press off with that back foot and wiggle it out. Okay, fab. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So coming into your mountain pose, just take a few cleansing breaths here before we move in. Okay, lovely. So starting with the hands on the hips, we're going to take a nice big step back with the right foot, take the right heel into the midline. A little bit more mat behind me there. Yeah. Okay, lovely. So taking the right heel into the midline, moving into your lunge in your front leg, stacking the knee over the ankle, trap the middle toes, root down through both feet equally. Engage the tummy muscles so we rise the torso out of the hips. Move this right hip forward, sink left hip down. Inhale, take the hands up, biceps in line with the ears. Exhale, slice that lovely line with the right hand beside the body. Reaching for the back foot. Inhale, right hand comes up. Exhale, left hand comes down, body twist to the left. Follow with your gaze. Inhale, left hand comes up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, left hand up. Last time on each side. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, left hand down. And inhale, left hand up. Exhale, both hands down. Straighten this front leg. Press off with the right foot and come back to your mountain pose. Take a few cleansing breaths here. Okay, so here we are again in comfortable cross legs. So we're going to take a forward fold from comfortable cross legs, okay? So generally in Sukhasana, the one that we do quite regularly, we've got the shins connected with each other and the ankles under the legs. For this forward fold, I'd like you to just slide one foot in front of the other. Generally speaking, the right leg will feel a little bit more comfortable in front of the left, so whatever feels more comfortable for you to start. Okay, and then we're going to sit up nice and tall, allow the shoulders to drift down away from the ears, and we're just going to start to fold forward or walk the hands forward and sink into this space in our lap. Okay, so it's a beautiful release for the lower back. Okay, so inhale, lengthen up through the top of the head. Exhale, start to walk the hands forward. And just sink yourself down just as far as feels comfortable. You don't have to come down as far as me. Just allow yourself to wiggle into that space in your lap. And then allow the head to be heavy, okay? So the arms are much like an active child's pose here. We're extending through the fingertips, lining the ears up with the biceps. And just taking a few breaths here. Okay, on an inhale, we're going to walk the hands back towards the legs. And we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to slide the other foot in front. So this might be the more awkward cross of your legs. For me, it's the left. I'm just going to slide the left foot in front of the right, just so the ankles are not underneath the legs here, and you just have a little bit more space to fold into. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Inhale, lengthen up through the top of the head. Exhale, draw the navel in. Start to walk the hands down. Sinking into that space in your lap, maybe wiggle down a little bit. Line the ears up with the biceps and breathe. Okay, lovely. On an inhale, we're going to walk the hands back towards the body. Sitting up nice and tall, okay. And now we're just going to shift the cross of the legs to make it your more comfortable cross. And again, we're just going to take easy pose, so you can connect the shins and stick one foot or the feet in front, under the shins. There we go. Okay, and we're just going to take a really gentle twist from here. So again, we're going to inhale, rise up through the top of the head. We're going to spin the right hand back. Come up on the fingertips, so you're not really leaning into this backhand. You've got some nice length in the spine, and you're only using the backhand as a guide to twist into, okay? So we're going to inhale, extend up through the left hand to create some space. We're going to exhale, take the backhand on the back of the left hand on the outside of the right knee, and just go with that movement. So we're twisting around through the waist. You can have a look out over the right shoulder, and breathe. Okay, lovely. So we're going to inhale, unravel, come back to center. We're We're going to spin the left hand behind, line the thumb up with the tailbone, come up on the fingertips, inhale up through that right hand, exhale, take the back of the right hand on the outside of the left knee and go with it, twisting around through the waist, having a look out over the left shoulder and finding 3 nice long breaths here. Lovely, inhaling, coming back to center. Okay, beautiful. So that is the end of our physical practice. If you'd like to go ahead and go right to a Yoga Nidra recording and get yourself into Shavasana with a nice cozy blanket and spend the next 10 to 15 minutes in your Yoga Nidra, please do that. If you don't have that time, you can just spend a few moments here with me in easy pose, just allowing the hands to rest on the knees and closing the eyes. And just letting all of that lovely physical practice settle into the body before you rush out to your day. So take a small moment here to allow the intention that you set at the beginning of the class to rise to the surface of your awareness again. And see if you can just connect with a feeling of what those words mean for you. Letting your intention just sink down a few layers. And then bring your awareness back. If you have a few more moments, please stay here. I'm going to leave you here. Namaste.